Welcome to another episode of Ghetto Antiques Roadshow. So let's open this up and see what's inside. So I saw this on eBay. Let me get the scissor. And it was something for 7 days. It was an auction that I was really nervously anticipating. The seller did say it was in fair condition, so I might need to do a little restoration. But I was really afraid that other people would find it and it would get bidded up to a price that I couldn't afford. But I did win it with only one bid for $5.99. But it turned out that the shipping, of course, was more money than the actual item. So let's try to, oh my God, get this out. Alright, so the seller packed it really well, as we can see here. And this really in the pictures looks like it had a lot of damage, so I'm not expecting much from it. Now, it's an antique purse, Victorian era, late Victorian era probably. And these are getting harder and harder to find for affordable prices, these little coin purses or change purses. Now, this particular one is most likely made out of celluloid. Now, when people hear celluloid was an early form of plastic before we have the plastics that we know today. And during the 1850s, I believe, they actually created something called celluloid, which actually mimicked ivory and could be molded and shaped into all different shapes and be made into many, many different products. Now, Victorian celluloid is not as frequently found as often as 1920s, 1930s celluloid pieces, or from the early teens. Alright, so with a little light restoration, this might end up looking much prettier. And let me see. Okay, so it's velvet, and it does look like celluloid. And if you notice, the early celluloid had lines going through it that emanated ivory. We have this beautiful grapevine decoration in the center. It's raised, and it is dirty. Now, the inside is velvet, from the seller's description. Beautiful purple velvet, really quite lovely. We have this little accordion-style hinge, and there are like a little crack in this area. So what I want to do is I want to actually, and this could ruin it, so don't follow what I'm saying to do. But what I want to do is I want to try to clean this. This looks really filthy, dirty, scuffed up. What I'm going to do is get something called magic eraser and try to clean this old celluloid without destroying it. So let's go. Alright, so we got our magic eraser. I reused these, so they were like a little messed up. It has water on it. I squeezed out the water. And this is some kind of material that clings, clings to dirt. I think it's, I forgot, melamine or something, these sponges. Now, it could go really south. So, and you have to be careful because this is very brittle. And I'm wearing special gloves because this could be poisonous. You don't know. Whatever happens in the Victorian era may have been a poisonous thing. So far you're seeing dirt come off. And I'm going very, very gentle. And we see a difference. So let me just wipe off this area. And now you're seeing in real time what's happening. All right, I'm going to continue and go as gently as I can. Not putting too much pressure on this is important because it can crack and split since it's very brittle and old. Now, this sponge I'm noticing has too much water in it. So what I'm going to have to do is wring it out a bit. Let me go ahead and do that. And, oh, I forgot to put the music back on. All right. Well, you can hear all the nonsense that goes on in my house while I'm trying to do this. I have a small house, so there's people in other rooms all the time when I make my YouTube videos, so they're milling about as we speak. I'm going to go actually in a circular pattern as much as I can as well to go against the grain in different areas. What I want to do is I want to clean. Now look at this. This is getting much better. Wipe off as much dirt as I can as I go along. Now we got this area. And I don't want to get the velvet. If I can avoid that, that would be splendid. Oops, that's an alarm. Hold on a minute. Sorry for the interruption. The alarm was actually an auction was going off on eBay that I was watching, and it was about to end. And so I set alarms to notify me when I'm going to try to do a manual last-minute bid to try to outbid other people, but I lost that one. It went hot and heavy, let me tell you. Everybody was duking it out at the end. It was for antique French Baccarat crystal perfume bottles. And yeah, you should have seen the amount of bids. It got like 20-something bids at the last second, within the last 5 seconds. And yep, people with deeper pockets were able to nab that from right out from under me. Oh well, what are you going to do? Life happens, right? I was able to win this, so that's a good thing. And this was only $5.99. The perfume bottles ended up selling for $70-something. I just didn't have the money, unfortunately. Okay, let me get in this area. And so far, to be honest with you, the cleaning of the celluloid with a melamine sponge like Mr. Clean Magic Eraser actually is working. As you can see, look at a lot of the scuffs came off. There's still dirt and patina on it, but that's fine. Now we got to do the front, which is precarious because of this emblem here. So we have to get around it without, because it's probably glued on. I don't know, but it could be glued on. All right, let's, this is like really, I don't want to press too hard because again, this is very, very, very fragile. And you can get a crack right into this celluloid very easy. But here's the difference now. You can see that is a huge, huge difference. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to keep rubbing. I'm just going to go around this medallion over here. These purses are actually very rare. You don't see them very often. Now, the seller said this was a vintage purse and did not know the age. But this is clearly late Victorian. A lot of people may think this is the 20s because of the celluloid. But no, this is a mid-Victorian, and it's French, by the way. And I really love French antiques. French antiques are amongst my favorites. The French, nobody made antiques like the French. To be honest, they were the most supreme beings at making antiques. And somebody's banging on the door. I'll be right back. All right, so here it is. It looks much, much cleaner. Now, it was much more yellowed and toned with age before and scuffed up, as you could see. Now it looks much better. I did not clean it really thoroughly because I wanted to leave some of the patina on it. No, I did not clean the medallion in the center. Now these purses are actually very hard to find with straps on them. As a matter of fact, I looked all over the entire internet and have not been able to find another one like this with straps with the velvet interior like this. Now, generally these came as change purses and basic change purses without straps. And so this one is quite rare, even with the crack in it and some of the damage and age wear to it. This is actually pretty old. My guess is from the 1870s to about the 1880s. Now I'm going to show you some other examples of these old celluloid French coin purses and generally what they sell for and what their value is. Now, it's subjective. Price is always subjective. You will see prices and pretty much it's what does it sell for. On eBay, you can find these things for much cheaper than at higher end antique shops or online antique stores. You know what I mean? But for the most part, these do sell for quite a bit of money in good shape. So let's go ahead and take a look. We'll go to a cutout and check out to see other examples of this because this is actually quite beautiful. And the different designs of the celluloid of the Victorian era and French. Okay, so as you can see, I really got lucky at $5.99. Look how filthy it was. Oh my God. The melamine sponge of Mr. Clean. Actually, look at this, guys. Look how gorgeous it came out. Now, don't try this at home because you'll blame me if you destroy one of your antiques. But this is made of something called, again, like I said, like a celluloid or an ivorine or a Goliath. I believe they called it Goliath. And it was popular in the 1860s. I believe they invented some kind of form of celluloid. It is actually combustible. A lot of Vesta match cases were also made of this material, and when someone struck a match, it was a very dangerous thing. Even factories exploded when they made this type of material. This some kind of like I can't even say it, something nitrous something, and yeah, these were actually quite flammable. If you put it near high heat sources, it will go on fire. So you have to be very careful. But the purse came with a bonus. And I did not know, tucked inside, and I thought it was velvet, is a silk actual piece that sticks out of the purse, was supposed to stick out, with drawstrings. And these little beautiful, beautiful tassels of royal purple. And now this purse is worth even more. So, well, in my opinion, it's all subjective. Remember what I said. So my opinion is this is worth at least $200 to a collector. If I sold it in my Etsy shop, it would probably sit there for 3 or 4 years. But eventually, a sucker always comes along. A sucker that has to have something, cannot do without it, and has to add it to their collection. Now, P.T. Barnum once said, a sucker is born every minute or something like that, and there would be a sucker that would come along and buy this, but just not right away. So we had that beautiful little vignette in the center with the grapevine. It's like a carving. We have the tassels. We had the silk part on the top, the original handles. Now, most of these came without handles. 99.9% of them. I've only seen one other, and this was not shown. It was not pulled out of the purse. It was actually tucked in the purse, so I didn't even know that these purses had that. And the whole side was all torn and ripped, and the silk melted. Old silk is very, 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 very unstable. It just disintegrates. And we'll check out the back again. Look how clean our melamine Mr. Clean sponge made this. And there you go. So I'm going to just show you a few examples, and you're going to only see ones that did not have the handles, because this is very rare to have handles. They were mostly meant to be regular change purses, tithing purses for church, communion purses, or calling card or coin purses. And these generally did not have a handle. Now, I'm going to show you 99.9% of them, again, without the handle. You're going to just see it has like a little closure on top made out of metal. Let's go ahead and check out some of the different designs you'll see. And again, I would not sell this for less than 200 doll hairs. And $5.99 was a great buy on this one. Sorry, I'm filming my computer screen. I don't have advanced technically, well, I'm not technically savvy. Okay, so here's a higher end antique shop online, French Garden, selling a carved celluloid monogrammed coin purse. And so you can see this beautiful celluloid. Let's try to, yeah, my camera sucks. And let's check this out. Okay, so the interior would open up like an accordion on most of these purses. And again, they mostly did not come with straps, as you can see here. What do people list them for sale? Around this type of price range. It was $525 on sale for $445. So this person is saying this rare antique French carved celluloid coin purse is a true find, luxury quality. And it's a glimpse into the elegant world of long ago, when every lady's accessory was of the highest quality. Little coin purses like this were typically holding tithing money for church on Sunday. This one is in amazing condition. The carving is superior. And there you go. So they call that object de virtu. And let's check out some other designs that you will find. Here's another example of a plain flat one without raised design with a little monogram in it, and selling for $188.38. Now, sometimes these would hold rosary beads or be a communion purse as well. It didn't just hold coins, or it would hold calling cards, which is quite interesting. Let's watch a little video that the seller has. You can see these are teeny, teeny, tiny little purses. That the fact that mine has the straps like that is really quite cool. And there you go. There's one of them. Here's another design, and this one's really quite lovely. Being sold for $125. It has mother of pearl inlays, and it has like a little area, a shield area where you can monogram it. Now this one is a kiss lock closure, which started becoming popular in the 1890s and on. They also made these type of purses in ivory as well, and mother of pearl. And for example, one that comes in a presentation box with a two-piece set, $895. But this is ivory. And of course, ivory is worth more. But I just wanted to show you that how they tried to emanate ivory, which was very, very expensive at the time, and how well the celluloid has actually, like mimicked that ivory look. And so here you go. You can see how much the celluloid actually looks a lot like the ivory. Here's an Edwardian version with the kiss lock being sold for $245. Their pictures, wow, they're really quite faded. And you see an accordion interior. Very, very cool. Okay, so I was able to actually find another copy of my purse with the straps, which you don't see very often, being sold for cheap, $77. But this one is pretty toasty. And as you can see, it's really, really damaged. So, of course, that's why the value went down. Now, just to show you the different variances of these coin purses, again, here's a mother of pearl version. And again, price is subjective. It's what one is willing to pay for it. Now, somebody could put $25 on the price of this purse, and another seller will have the same purse and list it for $250. It's pretty much basically, when it comes to antiques, price is subjective. So you can find it much cheaper elsewhere on one site and more money on another. So you have to do your homework, and you have to really search around to find the best bargain that's at the most affordable for you. But then again, these type of purses do fetch a lot of money, but you can find them for cheap as well.